Can you hear me okay? Perfect, all right, wonderful. So the agenda for this, going to speak for, I'm so privileged to have one of our valuable customers, Equifax, with me today to share their experiences as well on the multi-cloud. But I'm going to spend like 7-8 minutes talking through some general overview topics and then hand it over to Avinash, and then we'll try to leave 4 or 5 minutes if you have any questions to go through that. All right, my name is Kambi Zagili. I'm Vice President of Product for OCI, in charge of multi-cloud. So thrilled to be here with you. A couple things wanted to talk about to establish what multi-cloud is. Oracle has been a best-in-class database, relational database technology for the past 40 years. Any of the 8 or 9 out of 10 verticals, customers within each vertical, you look at, they're utilizing Oracle one way or another. And Oracle has always been available on premises across different deployment models. And this is the first time that we're bringing the Oracle end-to-end, the Exadata technology and an entire database services and all the surrounding elements of the Oracle technology natively available through AWS Data Center, right? So Oracle is in all clouds, including now AWS and Azure and GCP, natively operating from the data center, operating from the Exadata hardware. And we'll talk about some of the things that are so unique about it as opposed to operating just on a commodity hardware. So we've been working really, really hard since last year to continue to innovate on behalf of the customers. If I were to classify 3 categories of innovations that we work really hard on, on the customer requirements to deliver, they're threefold. One is on simplifying the management and operations of the database. So customers now, they have access to tools to automate the database infrastructure as code. They can utilize API, CLI, SDKs, CloudFormation, as well as Terraform. So simplifies end-to-end of their journey. 2, now we do offer customers the full automated data protection in near real time, whereas they can utilize autonomous recovery service that was never ever available through a third-party cloud natively operating on our hardware before. 3rd is security. We understood that it's really critical for customers to be able to not only use our Oracle technology in terms of a database and all the underlying services we offer, but also to be able to integrate very well with the AWS's best-in-class also, cloud and AI, as well as the operational services and around it. So for instance, from a security perspective, now we offer, as of last week, integration with the AWS Key Management, KMS. And this is really fantastic because customers who love to use KMS, they're able to utilize that on Oracle, operating natively on OCI from the AWS data center like never before. And on that angle, they're also able to continue to use other services around security, including OCI Vault and Oracle Key Vault and TDE. So when you look at the multi-cloud is basically operating all the Oracle database services and services around it, operating on native Oracle hardware infrastructure from the AWS data center with the native interoperability of the Oracle technology alongside all the AWS services that customers will love to use, right? So there's a ton of integration that we have put in place in terms of you want to use, you saw the prior presentation as well, that you want to use AWS's Bedrock. You want to use agentic applications. So this gives you ability to combine the data from the Oracle workloads and Oracle Exadata and an autonomous AI database with the AWS services and AI capabilities natively integrated with one another. So when you're building and modernizing new applications that need to utilize AI or need to utilize the best of breed of kind of both technologies, this is for the first time it's available. And the third piece, in addition to integration, is just like making sure that we have federated or otherwise, having all these surrounding services around operational governance and security and data protection to be also available natively and integrated with AWS as the 2 key players there that have never ever been done before. Exadata has been the best-in-class hardware technology for running database services. It's the unique technology that allows you, from an enterprise class set of workloads, to have zero RTO, RPO within region across multiple AZs, as well as getting to near zero with synchronous data guard and building active configurations across the regions. So all of these are now available natively to AWS customers that would love to utilize both services across AWS regions that are operating Oracle workloads. Again, it's a full end-to-end feature parity, performance parity, MAA architecture of the Oracle that technology customer have used for 30, 40 years, available natively to them from AWS on their Oracle database at AWS specifically. Not to confuse with the other services that are operating on the commodity hardware in AWS, but it complements them for the most part. We have low latency networks built out into the configuration, whereas customers who were running applications and the database tiers independently of one another, separately than one another, these are now operating from the same data center with microsecond latency in between. So as you're thinking about agentic AI applications, modernizing your applications, or building new configurations over time, that latency plays a very, very unique play into the horizon going forward. Seamless experience. Customers will have the same experience going to the AWS marketplace as they do with any of the other first-class AWS services. They can utilize the AWS PPA and all the other capabilities and financial means available to them to procure and pay for Oracle services operating natively from AWS. And then, as I indicated, connecting these services to one another is built in natively into what we have offered. So I'm going to stop there. For a second, hand over to Avinash from Equifax to share their experience. One thing I wanted to share is that we launched last year GA, so this is an enterprise class service with hundreds and hundreds of customers already on it. We are available in US East, West, 2 AZs, multiple AZs each. We are launching 3 more regions with multiple AZs at the end of this month, where 20 more regions are aligned with the next 9 to 10 months to go live and GA accordingly. So this is a service going to be available and around the world, everywhere customers need it. Avinash, take it over. Thank you.
Hello, everybody. Are you able to hear me? Cool. So I will talk a little bit about Equifax. I think most of the people in US at least that are using Equifax as one of the major credit bureau. We are not just a credit bureau company, we are a data company. We have all the consumer data and all. So why Equifax basically? So I mean, it's a very loaded slide. I cannot go everything based on the given time I have. So I will just talk a little bit that how Equifax is using AI and then AWS and all other cloud provided services. So Equifax built its own cloud internally. We call it data fabric layer. And we harness all the data of the consumer and provide the insights of the data to the consumer for their benefits. So we are mainly providing 3 major services like employer workforce solution, US information system solutions, which is like mortgage services and all. If you go for any mortgage and all that, any bank or any lenders, they use our Equifax services for all the verifications. Employment verification, if you join any company and a company needs to do the verification and all, they use our services. So Equifax has a lot of services. These are the major services which most of the people are aware of. So I was just talking about that. So how that all the data that Equifax use and provide that by maintaining that Equifax cloud. So we have that internal Equifax own design for our cloud stuffs to provide the real-time insight, multi-data asset at scale, improved speed and performance. Because when that you need, or any B2B, our customer need any data, their performance and speed is very important, right? So there are a lot to talk. I mean, you guys can have that access through the slide. You can read through that. Any question, always ready to answer further. So we are using autonomous database at AWS because we have that. So I support basically all the enterprise data and financial systems. So financial systems consist of the billing system, which is very highly OLTP database we need. So currently we are having like billions of users records come to our system, and then we have to process. We have the three major billing cycles. Before the billing cycle, we have to rate all the data, we have to build the data, create the billing data, create the invoice, and ship the invoice. So it's a very always a time constraint related, right? We need a very high performance system to perform that, otherwise that we have a revenue loss. If that we don't ship the invoices on time, that we will have a revenue loss. And also that the data that we cannot immediately that remove the data from the system. So we need a high storage data. So I mean, like this is like a high-level architecture that how the data comes to the system and how we process and all that. Certain points are there that high-volume usage processing, dynamic order management, and all that. So what are the major key benefits that we are getting using ADB? So currently that we are using RDS Oracle, definitely very good service. We have been using since 7 years RDS for BRM system. Over the 7-year period time that our database is grown like anything. So we are at the verge of around 64 terabyte. Good news that yesterday it was announced that we are having the 256 terabyte version of RDS. But the reason of moving to ADB is basically it is sitting in AWS, using all the infrastructure of ADB, ODB, which is sitting in AWS. So as Kambiz mentioned that, I mean, like it is Exadata is sitting on the AWS data center. So all the application are sitting in the AWS. So it's a seamless, no latency, no issues. Even if that we want to use that Exadata service in OCI, we will have to deal with the latency between AWS and OCI. So this is like kind of a best of the both world. So I mean, like major is optimized performance and throughput. If you see that we are like a very highly OLTP systems. We have to, as I mentioned, that we have to do the usage on time, create the billing and invoices, and ship the invoices. So we need very high performance system, which underlying Exadata is definitely going to help us. Scalable storage and data visibility. So I mean, like Exadata provides that petabytes of storage, so we don't have to worry about storage constraint, which other database services we have. For an example, that currently that to manage RDS, we are having 64 terabyte limitation. So we have to every quarter purge the data and then archive the data, whatever we are purging, because the billing data. We cannot just purge it. So we have to maintain a lot of archives because of that process and limitation. So with the Exadata and the petabytes of storage capacity, we don't need to worry about. And also when that our data grows in size, Exadata performance will help to navigate that data. If any other service we are taking for Oracle databases to run like on-prem or whatever, we have to do a lot of maintenance activities for that. So that is one of the best benefit we are getting using this service. As I mentioned that, I mean, it's a unified cloud workload because it is sitting with AWS. We have a lot of AWS services we are using. So it is seamless integration is another key benefit we are using through ADB. We also have one important part is that 23 AI and 26 AI Oracle AI were that 26 AI was announced. So by moving to this, that we are making our data AI ready. So application has made constraint because we are using Oracle billing system, which is COTS product. It may lag on that their roadmap for AI enablement, but what we could do by moving to ADB, we are making our data AI ready. So we can have our own AI solution sitting on ADB using Apex and all that, which is available as part of ADB. So these are the major benefits. Due to time constraint, I will just pass it to Kambiz.
Yeah, sure. Hey, thank you, Avinash. Really appreciate it. All right, so there are a bunch of places you can go to learn more. Just simply search for Oracle multi-cloud, search for multi-cloud on Google, or some of the links here that I'm sure you can remember. But the video recording will be available on the AWS website in a couple of weeks. And I wanted to dedicate between Avinash and I 4, 5, 6 minutes for any questions you might have. So there's a microphone out there. If you have questions, we are here at your disposal.
I should have taken more time.
All right, give you back the 2 minutes. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thanks for being here. Bye.
Thank you, Kambiz.
Thank you.